So the John Edward Jones guy, this was in 2009. He's 26 years old. He goes into Utah's Nutty Putty Cave. He gets stuck for hours in a section called Bob's Push. Because I think I also read the story that you did where there's two ways.
Correct.
One is just straight fuckville where you are head first in a hole with no outlet.
But there's another way that supposedly is like a more manageable.
Yeah.
You get out, and I think he took the wrong route.
Oh, God. What a harrowing moment. And so it begins. I just want to let everyone know while Derek's taking a selfie that before the show, he first said, I look like a cholo, which is very racist.
No, it's not.
Towards Mexican people. It's very racist. And then he said, I look like I could be a cast member of the Real Bros of Simi Valley, for those of you out there that know what that's all about. There's a character in it that tried to fight a baby. So that should tell you everything that you need to know.
Yeah, I'm sure a lot of people have seen that clip. It's a great clip. I actually like that show. I thought that show was hella funny. They were talking about bringing it back for a time, but then it didn't. It was kind of like a crazier, more like Workaholics kind of.
Yeah. Them and what the hell is Jada Pinkett things called? Red Table Talks. They were a Facebook Live show. I think that started on Facebook.
Oh yeah, it did.
I'm
That's
pretty
like old
sure.
school, yeah, and then it went over to YouTube or whatever.
Are you a winter sports enjoyer? We don't have an Olympics this year because it's 25. I can't remember. Did we have Winter Olympics last year, or did we have Summer Olympics last year?
That's a good question. I don't know. I don't really watch them, so I can't say I follow them. But I do. I'm more of an X Games guy.
Sure.
So I like snowboarding and shit. I think we briefly touched on that, but like when I was making the names like Sean White, like I used to love watching him snowboard and
AKA Derek's ulterior sports moniker, Sean Legend.
Yeah. Yeah. No, yeah. Yeah, snowboarding was cool. I think like the luge is pretty like intense, right? When those people shoot down that freaking crazy fast about. Was there a movie that's like it's like old school, right? It's like a Disney film.
Cool Runnings. About the 4-man luge.
Yeah,
the fact that it's not right on the tip of your tongue.
I know.
Sanka, are you breathing?
Yeah.
Or are you dead? He's
Yeah.
like, no, I'm breathing.
That's a fun movie. But no, so that's probably like my extent of that. Why? Are you like into curling or like some weird fucking like winter sports or what? You're
First of
curler.
all, you're goddamn right I'm into curling. And how dare you disrespect the great curlers, can't name them, of the world. But I remember when I was younger, the Olympics were a really big deal. My mother loved figure skating. If you could see Christy Yamaguchi or Michelle Kwan do a glorious triple axel through the air. There was that one chick who would do a backflip on skates, which is impressive.
That is crazy. Yeah.
But it was a big
cool
deal.
too. Yeah.
Am I alone?
No,
or like
no.
when we were younger, did it seem like people were a lot more patriotic? There was a medal count, because we're a bunch of elitist pig Americans, capitalists, and we want to know how much gold we brought home.
Yeah, I don't know if it's because I like don't follow it anymore, and maybe there's still like a crazy like amount of people that are into it. But no, I know what you mean. Like even my parents kind of used to watch it more, and it was like oh my god, the Olympics are on, because it's every 4 years. There was more buzz to it. To now, it's kind of like meh.
Yeah,
you know what
our
I mean?
brains are being blasted with garbage at a constant rate, so it's hard to pay attention to anything.
Like the Michael Phelps shit was crazy. Like
yeah,
he was like breaking all those
he was
golds
smoking weed.
Yeah.
How dare you? How dare you?
No, that makes him more of a legend to me. Dude. Just fucking getting high and smashing people in fucking pool laps.
Well, he had to eat like a fucking horse to maintain, because you have such an insane metabolic rate when you're performing at that level, probably doing some steroids.
Swimmers' bodies are weird too, because they're all like jacked up, like in their shoulders and upper body, and then they have like thin legs. Have you seen? Like
these are your paddlers. Yeah. I feel like historically they have pretty decent size quads and stuff, because you're doing a lot of kicking.
Yeah, they're jacked regardless.
You gotta become very fish-like.
Yeah.
You gotta be able to wade.
Like on Molly's pod, you say it's like the sexual motion of a dolphin, dude. You gotta be
women's first. I wouldn't say sexual experience with an animal, because that's graphic, but sexual little thing. You see an animal and you go, oh, that's interesting.
Yeah,
that's
but I don't know.
exciting.
I kind of used to like not mind the Olympics too much, but now that I think about it, I don't even really remember the last time I like sat down and was like, I'm gonna watch the Olympics.
Yeah,
I just don't really.
Just
watch
if the
it anymore.
highlights happen to pop up. I have a lot of respect for it though.
No,
It takes
same,
a great
same.
degree of discipline, and also a lot of them aren't becoming big premier athletes who are getting insane endorsement deals and really making a lot of money from the sport. That's the thing. When you're doing it because you love it and you want to perform at the highest level, that to me is something that I respect more, because anybody can chase a bag. Anybody can do something for money. Money is always a motivator to everyone, unless you're that president of, oh God, what country was it? Nicaragua or something. He was like the poorest president ever, and he would donate all of his, or the majority of his salary, and he lived a very humble life. That's why he was a likable person.
I love
'cause he
that.
wasn't a greedy fuck.
Not to say that other athletes don't like dedicate their life to like a football player, but like a football player, like when they grew up, they could play other sports, right? But I feel like in Olympics, there is not like you do that and you're only doing that.
Yeah.
Right? Like that's your life, because you're like, they're usually younger. Like Olympic athletes are usually, sometimes they're even still in school and they're like teenagers and shit, dude. Which
I
is
think
kinda
they
crazy.
have Olympic tennis, but
They
you've
do.
spoken
Yeah.
about tennis and how if you really want to play at elite level, you got to come out the womb with the racket. You know,
yeah.
you got to be ready to play.
I mean, dude,
immediately.
Nadal, it's literally, it's legend and known. He won the French Open at 16 years old.
He was probably
That's
grinding since he
insane.
was 4.
Oh,
So
yeah,
my
eat,
man had
sleep, and
12
breathe,
years
yeah.
under his belt.
Eat, sleep, and breathe tennis, dude. It's crazy, but no, I like the Olympics, dude. I think it has like a good vibe to it. It's kind of actually, now that you brought it up, I'm like, oh damn, it kind of sucks that I don't watch it anymore. But I don't know. No one around me, maybe around you, no one really even talks about it. No one's like, hey, did you see what happened in the Olympics? I know
we would have to look that up, because like I said, I don't even remember if 2024 was, because it's always on an even number year.
Yeah.
Every 4 years it's a summer,
even,
every 4 years it's a winter, and they go every 2 years.
Simone Biles, I think, is the only person I remember hearing about
Sure.
recently, because the gymnastics,
Famous
and shit.
gymnast. I think
Yeah.
she's married to an NFL or NBA player or something.
It's an NFL player. Yeah, he's like a defensive player. Yeah, on I think the Raiders or the Texans or some shit.
Do they have kids? They probably make some super babies. You know, that baby would come flipping out.
Super athletes, dude. Yeah, super babies. But I remember just because like I remember the one controversy with her was that like she like quit or something because of like mental. She was having like a mental breakdown or something, and then she quit, and then everyone made her feel like even more shit about it. And I'm like, that's kind of.
Yeah, I don't know. People have a serious lack of empathy, and if you've never had if you've never had serious anxiety or a moment where, I don't care where you are, you're in your mind, you go, I need to get the fuck out of here.
Dude, the amount of
Straight
pressure
panic.
that you probably have to feel like doing that shit, when not only is it like you're going against other countries, right? It's the world. You have your country, like, you gotta fucking win this for the country. It's like, what? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and some of them, they'll put you in shackles if you don't win. Your whole family's
You'll
going to
fucking
prison.
disappear, dude. Yeah. So I would imagine that that's like an intense amount of pressure that those athletes fucking experience in the Olympics, dude. So I mean, China, you've seen the videos, right, where they're like training like children and shit. It's almost like
That's how you do it. You got to start them young.
Warehouse of kids just fucking doing moves and like hardcore training and shit, dude. It's like, whoa.
We
intense.
don't breed our athletes. We grow them around here.
that's true.
We just have a bunch of Clone Wars clones representing our country. Why do they all look the same? But there is the other side of this is there is Paralympic athletes. Now, some sports, respectfully, you kind of go, oh, bless them, they're doing the thing, because it's just so much harder with whatever limb and or appendage they are missing that is key to that sport. You know, it makes it more difficult. But the guys that do the what? The guys that do the wheelchair
Yeah, it's
rugby
intense.
have to be the most extreme. Have you seen that?
Wheelchair rugby?
Nah.
Not rugby, but I've seen like wheelchair like basketball and
Sure.
shit like that, and that's pretty intense because it's like you have to focus on wheeling yourself around and like controlling the ball or whatever.
I mean, they don't dribble, so They don't dribble. It would be hard to dribble. That would be extremely impressive. You need the...
Well, dude, there's wheelchair tennis. Like, that's pretty intense because you have to, like, wheel to the ball, and they're, like, ripping the ball, and then you're, like, scooting to the ball, and then whipping.
That's like some
one.
Wii Play stuff. You got to, like, move the controllers.
Yeah, it's intense. So I respect that, like, dudes can do that shit. Yeah.
They probably fall out so often. The wheelchair rugby stuff is crazy. They made a documentary about it called Murder Ball. It's
I remember that. Okay,
that.
that's rugby. I thought that was like a different game. I thought Murder Ball was a different game. I don't think it's rugby, right? Isn't it a different form of the game?
They can't play on a giant fucking grass field, and none of them have the legs to kick it through the goalposts or whatever they call it in rugby. Rugby fans chime in.
Isn't it like intense? Don't they actually like fuck each other up?
Correct.
Like,
it would be like their version of football, I would
intense,
say.
Yeah.
Their chairs look like something out of a Roman Colosseum because they have like domed shields on them. Probably so somebody's hand doesn't go in there. Ah!
That probably has happened. That's why they had to put them on, dude. Just fucking mauled someone's
Everything is born of an accident. Everything is born of an accident.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, that's true.
I don't know if you sent it to me. There's certain things I wouldn't do. I know that a lot of people do things like this for thrills. I actually know a couple people who do this activity in particular, which is spelunking.
Yeah.
For the people at home, spelunking is cave diving. It's where you willingly go into a dark hole, sometimes no larger than your body, and you have to snake through there.
Well, I mean, sure, a lot of people have seen that because I think it has gained in popularity with like social media influencers, but they're like psychopaths where they're like, they can't even move, and they're like, I've been here for 12 hours and I've moved like 2 feet. Like, what the fuck crazy psychopath does that? But yeah, I brought that up to you because there's an intense story, and I'm pretty sure the document's either coming out or did come out. I want to check it out. But his name, let me double check his name. I'm pretty sure it's John Turner.
Well, there's another one
John
that I looked up called John. Okay, John Edward Jones,
not John Turner. That's why I had to check it out. But in 2009, he was a 26-year-old medical student, and he went into this Utah passage. And basically, what happens is
it's called Nutty Putty Cave.
He I guess what they say is he read like the wrong map, and so the line that he thought he was taking. But ultimately, what happens is when he goes like forward, he falls forward and gets fucking stuck and trapped head first, dude. Which is frightening, dude.
I mean, a lot of those cave holes, you're meant to just worm through them.
Yeah, not like
you would fucking never.
Yeah, I would never.
That is
I would
peak
never.
fear.
But I will say, dude, I did one thing when I was a kid, and it's still to this day, I'm like, why the fuck did I ever do that? Is I lived on a golf course, so like by a golf course, and you know how they have like rain drainage tunnels, like the bigger, like sometimes they're pretty big. Like you can walk in as a kid, you could walk.
Oh yeah,
into them.
they have the ones out in the desert that are for serious flood channels where I can stand up in some of them, so they're very big.
So
the
like
famous mole tunnel people of Las Vegas. There's whole communities.
Is that real?
In these tunnels.
Has anyone actually confirmed that? Oh, okay, I know.
Yeah,
I thought it was like
many times over,
like what you fucking call it, like a mystical, like
a myth.
Like a myth, but it's
a
not
local,
a real,
a local legend, if you will. Yeah, no, they're real. There are multiple documentaries about that. There are charities that go down there and deliver food and water. They say it's pretty dangerous because there's some cave gangs.
Wasn't there a movie like that too, where like they went underground and there was like a whole city underground and they were eating like rats and shit? Yeah, there's like
probably at least a
like
dozen of them.
But anyways, I don't remember who it was, but I was with like 3 other friends, and someone's like, we can like crawl through this shit, dude. And so we were like, okay, let's do that.
Now, were you on hands and knees actually crawling?
Yeah. So at first, like, so when you get it, you couldn't stand up like you said. It was more of like a, just hands and knees.
Hands and knees.
And you're like, oh, this feels like safe. But we didn't know, or maybe he knew, when you go further into it, it got smaller and smaller, dude. So we ended up, when we were like probably more than halfway through, we were at that point where
what?
Where you're like, you're literally like your hands and you're like, and you gotta fucking, he's like, we're almost at the end. And like, there was one point, me and my other buddy, and you could barely even like, look, you can't really move. Like if you were like, hey, turn around, you can't. There's no chance. You'd have to push yourself back like all the way through. And me and my one buddy are like, dude, do we keep going? Like, this is getting fucking sketch.
You just get bottlenose to the point where you're like,
Well, and the really dumb thing is like, who's to say that? I mean, it seemed like a nice day and it was in the summer, but if rain
starts raining and you
we would've
drown,
been
that was the next area that I went to.
So I was just like, man, you do some dumb shit as a kid, but ultimately, like, we got out of it. But after, I was just kind of like, why the fuck? Like, that wasn't even fun. So it's the same concept as that. It's like, how is that fun to people? But I guess some people just like rock climbing, right, with no ropes and shit. People just want that rush of like maybe death or something. I don't know, man.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. The fear of one's own mortality definitely plays a factor.
Yeah.
People get off on that for sure.
Or some people don't even have that, right? Don't they say that some people just don't have that fear? So they have like joy of it, but they don't actually have the fear of like, oh, I'm hanging on a fucking rock from
blown out adrenal glands. They just got to do like, I mean, that's Tom Cruise. But just to round out the little story, I'm just going to read this to you. So the John Edward Jones guy, this was in 2009. He's 26 years old. He goes into Utah's Nutty Putty Cave. He gets stuck for hours in a section called Bob's Push. Because I think I also read the story that you did where there's two ways.
Correct.
One is just straight fuckville where you are head first in a hole with no outlet.
But there's another way that supposedly is like a more manageable.
Yeah.
You get out. And I think he took the wrong route.
Oh, God. What a harrowing moment to realize that you just
the one thing,
killed
though,
yourself.
too, I didn't follow up on, and I'm assuming, like, how did he call for help? Did he, like, have a phone, maybe?
I mean,
like,
I think this is a popular spot that people frequent, and he probably was like, help! Or, then
maybe.
they're like, okay, because... So basically, it says...
Yeah, I know the following.
He was stuck. He suffered from circulation issues. They did rescue him, but he died in the cave. I don't know if that means he was dead and they pulled out his dead body, rip, or what.
So
but
I know the answer to that.
The interesting thing is, it said that was the first death at that site, and the cave permanently closed after that. So they had to wait for somebody to die to go, this is a bad idea.
So just a little bit further, because I mean, we have a little bit of time to talk about it. Basically what happens is he gets trapped, and they spend, I think it's almost 48 hours to try to get him out. And the rescuer's name was Brandon. I'll have to look up his last name, but he is also known for being like an expert and a high level fucking cave diver. So the rescue team had to call him in and say, hey man, we can't, like, our guys fucking can't get in there. They're having trouble turning around. Like that's how frightening it is too, is when even the rescuers are having trouble. So he's like a smaller guy, and he gets in there, and he says that there's a point. And the cool thing about it is, I'll show you this off camera too, is they made like a virtual like video game of like what it would kind of be like what he was seeing and the route that you take to get in. And there's like a 90-degree like turn and kind of drop down. But he says as a rescuer, you can't turn around, right? There's no movement. So what happened was the way that the dude got stuck was his legs were up like this, and it's so tight that they can't bring him up without, they were thinking about one point just breaking his legs because they couldn't pull him out. So they were like, oh, maybe we just have to sacrifice your legs to get you out. And basically what he said is when he went there to try to talk to him, he just kind of heard like gurgling, but there was no like apparent like response from him and stuff like that. So to kind of answer your question is, unfortunately, he passed away. They could not get his body out of the cave. And by the real time that they're like, oh, we could have got him out, his body's still in there. That's why they closed the cave. So the cave is closed, and his body is still in that position in the cave, buddy.
I mean, if you're climbing Everest, that's a tourist attraction. They have some of those people named like Green Pants.
And it's just like RIP to him, because there are several ways, I'm sure, or at least maybe in my fucking sinister way, where you think like, oh, that would be a horrible way to die, or that has to be up there of one of the worst ways to die, because it's slow. Terrible. So you're just stuck, and it's probably excruciating pain. The blood's rushing your head. You're probably passing in and out of consciousness. They say that happens.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like at a certain point you are no longer conscious, and then your body dies. What a dog shit terrible way to go.
And he had like a wife and kids too, but it's also like, why are you doing that shit, dude?
Correct.
Don't even put yourself in those spots. And they've talked about it on Y&H and shown it on those things at those influencers. And I will even openly say I'm not even that afraid of like tight spaces, but like that I would be. You know what I'm saying? Like, that just makes me uncomfortable. And to be like, that will be fun. Like, nah, that ain't fun.
No,
dude.
not at all. I've been in some very scary situations. I mean, there was a guy, I actually did work on it wasn't a Costco, it was a Sam's Club, where they build those big, tall coolers with the automatic doors where you can walk right in, and it's floor to ceiling, and they're storing a ton of eggs, milk, half and half, whatever. On top of them, there are spaces around it where if you fall in between it and the wall, whew, you would be fucked.
Oh,
There
really?
are actually people who were employees who fell in there and they were not discovered, and it was weeks or months later after missing reports and
But
all
they
that
could. You
stuff.
can't hear. What do you mean? Like they couldn't? Like,
I mean,
even
if you
shouted
get
or
wedged so tight, you probably couldn't even cry out. You'd just be crushed and fucked, dude. And you'd probably.
It's like there's a video I recently saw. I mean, we're getting really morbid, but like, you know, those giant, have you seen those giant like metal, they're like circulars and they transport them on trucks. They're like giant barricades and stuff. Well, one of them got loose and was rolling, and this weighs over 10,000 pounds, and the truck driver decided to, I don't know what the fuck he was thinking. He ran in front of it thinking he was going to stop it, and it just goes,
Pancake.
goodbye.
Pancake.
At least that one's quick, but also,
Ooh,
what are
man, you get
doing?
squeezed like a tube of toothpaste
Dude,
for a
you
couple
did.
seconds.
I was like, oh, I could have went without seeing that. But also, what were you thinking? You're not going to get in front and stop something that weighs and has that much force. It's just going to fucking, and it did.
It's
dude.
a scary
like, oh,
thing because a
fuck,
lot of the
sad.
times, especially in construction where you're not trying to break expensive stuff, you do, for whatever reason, people have that impulse like, I can catch it.
Like a
But-
reaction because you didn't really think about it maybe
Correct.
before, and you're like, oh, it's too late now.
You
I'm
have
dead.
to
Like,
break
fuck,
yourself of that because I've had plenty of big, heavy shit go on me, and you just got to stand by and let Jesus handle that.
Yeah.
You just got to stand back and go, oop, it's going to fall.
You've never for once almost for a second was like, oh, let me, and then you're like, oh, I should, you know what I'm saying?
Oh,
Like
yeah,
that
you
split second
still
where you
have
kinda
that
like
impulse,
then
and
you're like,
maybe
no.
you try if it's something that's manageable,
Yeah.
but when you've been around enough of those situations, I mean, that's something you kind of pregame with the squad, and you tell everybody, look, this thing is big and heavy. If it's going to fall,
Just let it fall.
Get the fuck out of the way and let it go. Like, nothing is worth more than your life or you losing a limb.
What was one of the craziest things you had fall? Can you like remember something or any intense moment that maybe you had with that, or-
There's been all kinds of shit. Big, tall pallets stacked with probably 2-inch round pieces of cast pipe for sprinkler piping. If that breaks and those roll, get the fuck out of there. Because if you somehow get trapped by something on the bottom and it rolls over you, you're fucking, you're dead or you're seriously fucked up.
That's frightening,
for
dude.
eternity.
Yeah,
You'd be in a
that's
full
scary.
body cast for like 2 years.
Yeah, that's crazy. But no, I had to share that story with you because it was super interesting. The rescuer is still like alive to this day, and he still talks about it. And there's some interesting stuff on of how he really he did his best to try to get the guy out. But the way he's wedged in there, it's just like, it's just crazy and unlucky for that guy. But man, what a way to go, dude. That shit is fucking
damn.
horrible,
I'd be
dude.
interested to know if he has any. I mean, I'm sure when you're a part of that community, because damn, I think it was Donald Cerrone or some MMA fighter.
Donald Cerrone loves adrenaline shit. So
Yeah, and they do this caving stuff.
think
Some
it
of them are intense where they take in light scuba gear because there's underwater parts where you have to get through them.
Dude, nah.
And even he said the rule is in this situation, if somebody gets caught up or panics, you got to just leave them. That's the rule, because if you get caught up with them, now you're both dead. So you have to make a decision. That's why the fuck would you want to do this? It's crazy.
That would be
and
one
then you
thing-
need to make sure that you have light. Because if you're in one of these caves
you
and
can't
your
see
light
shit,
goes out or you don't have batteries, that thing breaks.
And you better know, like, you better either know the area or have like the best fucking maps of all time, because getting lost in that, it's like good luck.
Yeah, that's the
Good luck.
hardest video game ever.
Yeah. Yeah. It would be interesting to like have a guy like that on though, because I would, or someone that did that, because it would be interesting to know like why and like what do you feel in those moments, like what are you getting out
So
of
I've
this
been
and shit?
invited multiple times. I know people like friends of friends. They're cool.
Really?
They're more acquaintances though. I don't know. Wouldn't necessarily call them a friend. No offense. That do it regularly.
I mean, I'm not
They
doing
showed
it.
me a bunch of pictures and videos. There are a
shit,
lot of
really?
caves where it's pretty open. There are preset paths. They come prepared with ropes. They wear helmets. Like they have lights. They make sure that they're well provisioned to do this. But even then, there's just too much of a I might die factor, and for me, that's not fun. That is not an
Yeah, I mean,
adrenaline
like
boost.
I would like explore a cave, but it would have to be like I can walk into it and walk around. I don't want to
Correct.
fucking go like.
Well, there's some of them.
fucking can't move.
There's some of them where you could just die.
frightening,
There's
dude.
some of them that, for whatever reason, they have their own atmosphere, or they have pockets
The
of
nitrous or
nitrogen
whatever.
gas
Yeah,
and
dude, it
stuff.
just
Where if
fucking-
you walked in there, it would just displace all the oxygen in your lungs. You'd pass out, and goodbye to
Yeah,
you.
that's freaking.
I mean, That's a peaceful way to go, but also it's like, how did he die? Oh, he walked into the wrong cave.
Yeah, those videos actually, every time they pop up sometimes in my feed, they always stress me the fuck out because it's just like and also the fact that you're like using an arm to film yourself while you're like moving like a freaking snake.
And you just see,
dude, there's a guy I've seen where you have to like dig too. So like not only it's like you have to dig room or you cannot move or get out. And I'm just like, this is insane, dude. I just don't understand that. So you like because even for me, like would you go skydiving or is there any type of like thrill seeking thing? Like would you jump off like the top of the stratosphere? Would you do that shit? Because I personally don't like that stuff, but like would you?
I would say if I had to pick between the two, I would sooner bungee jump than skydive.
Okay.
Because skydive, especially when you are initially doing it, because for those of you out there that don't know, in order to solo skydive, you have to do many dives tandem with an instructor.
You can't just go do it yourself.
You can't just decide that you're going to do it. And if somebody's letting you jump out of a plane for your first time ever without a flesh backpack, like, I mean, that's illegal.
Travis Pastrana did that one thing where he jumped out without a chute, and his friends had to get him, and they got him. But I'm like, man, that guy lives on the edge. But the only thing I did on that sense is when I was younger, I grew up by Lake Tahoe, and there would be cliff jumping. So there would be like rocks and stuff, and we would do like cliff jumping. Nothing like you'd see like where it's some insane like height, but it was still pretty fucking tall.
I mean, at Lake Havasu, there are a couple of really tall. There's some of these little inlets where there's water and people will typically park boats. A lot of them are party boats. This is like a college
party
spring
lake.
break type destination and stuff. And I did one. God, I had to have been like 18 or 19. I got to the top because I was like, this will be sick. And I'm just going to pencil. I ain't going to flip, do no fancy shit. We're just going to pencil drop off this hoe and do a big jump. But when you get up there.
Yeah.
Whew,
I had one that was similar.
And you can't get back down either. That's the worst because there's like a line of people. So you have bitch. You got to do it.
You got to do it. Similar one in Lake Tahoe where you have to do. Now that I'm thinking about this isn't even that much far off probably from the spelunking thing. I guess you just do crazy shit sometimes when you're younger, right? But you have to climb up, and some of the climbs were sketch because I had to put myself between like a rock and shit.
Yeah, so basically it's the same thing. You're committed to the jump.
So I was committed to the jump. So when I got up there, I remember there was 2 other kids up there, and I remember there was like some girls down there, and I'm like, I'm gonna impress. You know what I'm saying? You're a young kid. You're like, I'm gonna
watch my flip. Yeah. And then he cartwheels down the fucking hill.
So they were like sketched because this one was even more insane, and I don't even know if I've talked about it on the spot, but this one was where there's a little circle of area. Otherwise, there's rocks.
So it's a target hole where you got to make it in there. If you don't make it, you're
fucking crippling your legs or fucking.
You look like that scene from Midsommar where they jump off the cliff and your shin shattered, and you're just like.
So you have to jump out and then hit that spot. So the 2 kids did it, and I'm like, I'm gonna fucking front flip, dude. I'm gonna front flip.
For the people out there, if you're gonna do a flip, the first thing you need to do is do a flip into a pool from flat ground. Because if you're going to flip, you need to know.
I was pretty good at them.
You need to have a good but you need to have a good gyroscope. So when you do the flip, you either land
gyroscope.
But you either land face like head down diving or with your feet.
Correct.
I'm not going to sit here and pretend like I'm a flipper.
So
like,
for me, I would do it. So flipping. I loved swimming in pools, and we had a high dive. Did you ever have high dive? Like at a pool spot out here that had the high dives were super fun. So we had those. So I would like practice off that. So I was pretty good at them. I will say. I
respect it. Yeah.
So I was like, all right, so I'm going to try this. But so what I did is because you have to jump out first, I fucking was late. I was late on the fucking flip. And even I knew like, it's funny how sometimes like shit happens so fast, but in your mind can like realize the situation.
Did you jump, hesitate, and then go, oh shit, flip?
I like jumped out because I'm sketched of like, oh, I can't miss. I'm more worried about making that spot than the flip, right?
Fuck the flip. You want to live.
And then but then I still committed to the flip, and I was like, oh, mistake. Right on my back, dude. Hit the water right on my back. Pretty sure it knocked me out because I came to underwater, and even one of my friends was like, dude, I almost fucking jumped in after you. But I came to.
Full back flop is.
My back was just on fire, and I remember just walking, and like the girls were just gone too. Just like the ultimate fail. And then just the
Been there.
fail. And then I'm walking back, and my buddy's behind me, and he's like, "Holy fuck, dude!" He's like, "Your back's bleeding," and my shit got hit so that it broke skin. My back was bleeding, dude.
Damn.
So my back was fucked up for like a week
water
or two
went
after.
katana.
Because if you hit water at a certain height,
it's like concrete. It'll fucking kill you.
So that was like my one soiree of cliff jumping in Lake Tahoe, dude. And I got pretty fucked up. But normally I enjoyed it and didn't do those crazy heights. But
yeah, when you're a kid, it just seems like fun, and when you can do it successfully. Because when I was younger, I liked to inline rollerblade and like grind. I couldn't do anything crazy, but we would like get speed at the skate park.
What was that movie? Wasn't there a big movie that we had as kids?
Oh, Brink.
Brink, yeah. You remember Brink, dude? That was
fucking
it's so cheesy, but it's actually a great movie. I like that movie, Brink. Yeah.
The cool thing about it is the guy that played like the villain, the dude with the long black hair, he was actually like a legitimate inline skater, and he did a lot of the takes himself.
Which is pretty cool. Yeah.
That would be dope in like a movie scenario where you know how to do something and the character needs to do that, so you get to actually
No, I was a skateboarder. Like I was just never like super good, but like, dude, I would do. I was more of a vert guy. I just loved vert, and I love like dropping in.
Yeah, it's sick. Just
fun. I dropped into like 8-foot bowls and shit like that, dude. So like that, I was I never did like where I could go up and do like spins, and I wasn't that good, but I would like drop in.
It's tough, dude. I could never even fucking ride a skateboard.
It was so hard, dude. Yeah, but it was fun, dude. It was fun.
When I was younger, most summers, my sister and I would go out to Colorado for at least a couple weeks, spend time with our aunts and uncles. Like when we were kids, because our cousins are pretty spaced out from us. I think I got a good 10, 12 years on my closest cousin. Like we are pretty old, a lot older.
Yeah.
So our other aunts and uncles would full time spend time with us when we would do that. And bless my Uncle Gary, they had a van skate park near this complex that had a movie theater and a Dave and Buster's and everything, and it was sick. The problem
like wooded
is,
out and like really nice.
It was insane.
I feel like
it
Vans
was like
had
professional
sick
level skate park. I would say
that's sick, dude. I never had that.
So he came with me. He even put rollerblades on, put his pads on. I respect my uncle for this. He was a real fucking G. Like he went out of his way.
Oh, that's cool. He actually bladed with you.
Oh yeah,
that's cool.
And my parents had gotten me, something like legitimate. I'll actually show them. I'm going to show Derek after this because they're pretty cool. They only have 2 wheels.
Yeah, and they have a grind in the middle.
Most of them had 4. I like these because they had 2 wheels. So it gave you a big margin of error.
But it has like a grind plate, right? Because when you jump with blades, normally like you grind in the middle of the blade.
Correct.
Right? Yeah.
So there's like a little a thing that's designed to be worn that's in there, and it's like made of a polymer.
Did you ever do rails and shit?
Oh yeah.
Did you ever try like
that's what I'm saying. That's why these were sick because there was 2 wheels. Because a lot of times when you went to grind, if it got hung up between the wheels on the other side, you might eat shit. These ones only had 2 wheels, so like it had a big margin of error, so you could catch the rail. And you had to steady yourself with balance, but it would kind of lock into the rail, and it would send it right to the spot on the skates where you grind.
Sick.
This van skate park had this insanely deep bowl, insanely deep. Like, and there's no stairs to get out. Do you remember the height of it? If I had to guess. As a grown man now, this definitely seemed bigger to me back in the day.
Yeah, it always does, funny enough.
But I have to say, this shit had to have been at least 12 to 15
I mean, that's fucking big. I don't even now to give a fuck. No, that's a big drop, dude. Yeah, it's big. It's not small.
And the worst part is, like, if you decide you're going to ride this fucking thing, you have to be able to get out. I would imagine that I think they had a winch in the ceiling where they could harness, put a harness on you.
Sometimes you have to like run up and fucking grab the thing.
This one was so fucking steep.
Fuck.
Like, you could not do. I mean, you would have to do an insane job doing the momentum. No, that's what I'm saying. This was like
that's fucking crazy.
And my uncle looked at this shit like, whoa, this is some professional level shit. So it was cool. They had like an area that was a little demo spot set up where they have the ramps on either side. They have one that's like a 45 so you can roll in, or they have the actual ramps.
Yeah, Vans was like they probably had pro events probably there, dude.
They had the little boxes in the middle with the rails where you could grind or do jumps, do tricks over it. And Uncle Gary rode up and down the ramps multiple times like a champ.
It is fun when you can hit them. It is a blast, yeah.
But that is a core memory because I respected him.
Did you
so
go
much.
in? You dropped into the
not
crazy
that giant bull. Fuck no. I like.
Right?
That's something with me. I've done like a few wild things throughout my life, but I respect the level at a certain level, I feel like, ooh, I might get hurt and this could end bad, so we're not going to do that. And even sometimes I crossed that boundary and was lucky enough to not get fucked up. So.
Yeah, I crossed it once, and my dad always fucking reminds me of it. But I went, so when I was 16, you know the picture, the one where I'm all jacked in Hawaii. So I went to Hawaii, I went to Waikiki, and I went surfing, and I learned how to surf. And in Waikiki, it's very beginner friendly. Everyone knows, like, super easy. And crazy enough is the guy that taught me was a professional. Like, he just showed up that day, and everyone was, like, losing their shit because he was a professional big wave surfer.
Oh, that's dope. And he was just out there.
Oh, it was so cool.
You can do it.
Militaring us in the fucking waves, but it was super fun, and I got it pretty good. I'm just longboarding, you know. This isn't like, in the realm of surfers, they're like, fucking clown.
Yeah,
you know?
but you're trying to go out there, ride some waves, have some fun.
But when you catch, it is weird because you can feel when you catch that wave, it's a fucking blast when you ride. Now, me being a kid, being kind of cocky, and you know, you see those cool surf videos and they're fucking shortboarding and ripping fucking waves and catching air and shit. I'm like, I want to do bigger waves, right? So my dad takes me out.
Like, I want to be a big man.
So my dad takes me to Haleiwa. I'm pretty sure I pronounced it correctly. Sorry if Hawaiians are watching, but I'm pretty sure it's Haleiwa.
Correct.
And
him
it's
if
known
you're
for known for like local surf, which already is kind of like, if you're a fucking tourist,
get the fuck out of here because they're very territorial about that shit.
Or unless you're like a fucking a beast, right? But like normally they're like, what the fuck are you doing here? So my dad takes me there. And the waves are probably like 4 to 6 feet. And in the realm of waves, you'd be like, that's not fucking big. But dude, they
if you're not a surfer,
the
you're
power
like,
of like water and waves, like even the tiny ones, when you feel like when it hits that break, you can feel the power of water. So I just remember like paddling out is the hardest part of surf. Have you ever surfed or ever tried like
boogie boarder? You know.
Gay? No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Boogie board is actually hella fun
for my
too.
boogie boarders out there, tap in. Boogie boarding, hella fun.
Boogie boarding's fun too, but like you don't.
I have terrible balance, so trying to get up on a board,
it's super hard.
They have some of those places where they have machine. They essentially have a wave maker.
Yeah, wave machine. I would love to do that. Actually, Kelly Slater.
But it's more legit because
can,
honestly, I would be interested to know how much they pay to build one of these motherfucking things because they have what is essentially a train that carries a large weight that it drags
and
through the water.
And they can control the height too and stuff.
Correct.
It's really cool, dude. Yeah.
Very gangster.
Yeah,
I would be interested in trying to potentially stand up on a board at one of those places, or if they just let me have boogie board fun time where I can shred from my belly, then I'm in.
One day maybe we get connected enough. I'm pretty sure Kelly Slater has one, and I heard it's a blast. And they have one that I think you can rent.
I'm sure they're more than one place, but we should look into that.
We should. That would be sick. So already, like, I'm struggling to paddle out because it's just the waves are just fucking brutal. They hit you. You have to just have a lot of like
and don't sometimes you have to like
you have to dive
under them
because it's too powerful. And the weird thing about the ocean, right, is so I'm paddling out, but before I know it, I'm like, so the waves and stuff are here. I'm like over here now, dude. So like just the way that the water and the tide, it kind of just carried
laterally
me, like,
as well as
and I looked up
beach.
and I'm like, oh, I'm not even fucking, and now I'm like, oh my god, I'm kind of like lost in the ocean. I just remember hearing my dad like, get the fuck back here.
I did that boogie boarding one time.
You have?
Yeah. In Carlsbad, but it carries you down the beach.
Yeah, it's
you take a ride. You're like, that's fun. You go back out. You ride another one, and you're a half fucking mile down the sand.
Yeah,
you're like,
I just wasn't even where I was supposed to be anymore. So even I'll openly admit, like, even I was like, I tried to bite off more than I can chew in that one, dude. And because dudes there too, like I love surfing still even to this day. Those dudes just make it look so easy, but then you're like, this shit ain't easy for shit.
No, the getting up part and not eating shit, just like getting up steadily and getting on my feet.
It's so fun though, dude. When you really like catch a wave,
feels amazing.
It's a blast, dude. It is like.
It's a way to feel like you're flying. I feel like as a human
and it's always like that corny thing where it's like you feel like bliss and a lot. It is like it's like you connect with the ocean in a weird way. It is cool because it is strange. There is this weird
Derek's
feeling.
A fucking water avatar over there.
Well, dude, we should try to do this because there is a moment, and even in the makeshift, there is a moment where when you're paddling to get into a wave. You can tell when you catch, like you can feel. It's like an unexplainable feel when you catch or when you're not going to catch. So when you catch and it's like, oh shit, I'm in it, and then you stand up, it's just fucking cool.
Oh yeah, it feels
and sometimes
glorious.
You miss it and you're like, oh, I'm not gonna get it, but it's this weird catch feeling, and it is cool.
I get that a lot when I'm trying to thread a bolt into a hole.
Oh really?
That I can't see, and I have to do it blind. I'll even close my eyes when I do this shit because they say that heightens your other senses. I swear to God, this is real life shit.
Yeah. The
And then when you feel it start, and you can thread it in more, and it just goes in buttery smooth. Fire. Yeah. That shit is so
It is
good.
similar though. It is strange, but no, dude, that would be something that maybe we should look into before we get to a point where we can't be fucking.
I can't even imagine it's that expensive. We will do that for a trip for the pod, and hopefully we will be able to hire somebody with a fucking drone that can catch me surfing an artificial pipeline.
I hope you can hit one, dude, because it is
or at
fucking
least
hard.
stand
But I
up
hope,
once and fucking ride it.
I hope you can.
And the
can
rest of the
that.
time,
I'll be
boogie
fucking
board.
cheering you on, dude, because it is hard. But
okay.
Anyways, yeah,
we haven't discussed this on the pod, and it's fucking hilarious. Derek now can go by another name if you would like to. He is Sweet Derek, the producer, or the Hamburglar.
Why am I the Hamburglar?
So tonight, for those of you at home, this is being recorded the day after Thanksgiving. We're on Black Friday. Got my girlfriend Hannah a sick gift. So excited for you to open that, honestly.
Oh, nice.
I'm fucking geeked.
You're a good gift giver, my friend.
But we're taking advantage of the long weekend. We're going to see our friend Big Irish J perform live at LA Comedy Club. And then I was thinking, since we're down in the area, we would go hit up Stay Tuned Burgers, because that shit is so good.
It is
so good. If you're in Vegas,
I'd say definitely check it out.
or you're going to visit Vegas and you want a delicious burger.
Oh, you're
and
fucking
you
just
love
putting
tots.
me on blast right now.
Oh, yeah.
I know where this is going now.
Well, first, I'm going to plug the spot because I love it. First, I'm going to plug the spot.
Accident,
no. Well, that's what I'm saying. Honestly, you aren't an asshole in this story. It's just so funny. It's
funny.
Very good.
It is funny.
So first and foremost, there's this dive bar. They've kind of gentrified their little area. They have security.
Yeah, Hard Hat Lounge.
It's in a shitty area, but it's safe. It's called the Hard Hat Lounge. They have a burger spot in this little hipsterified dive bar, and these, I mean, if you're on social media regularly, you might have even heard about this, especially if you're in the Vegas
if you're in the
area.
Vegas area, I'd be shocked. I'd imagine
this is not a secret anymore. There's multiple people who have talked about it, and I hope they're doing well because of that. It usually seems, that's the other nice thing about it, is it's not insanely busy when you go.
Yeah, that
you maybe have to wait at a maximum 10 minutes to get a burger.
Yeah, it's never like a line out the bar where you're like, oh fuck, you know.
But they are consistently busy, so I feel like they're doing, and the product is fire.
And it's cool because like just like the name Stay Tuned, their menu's like on an old school like TV.
Yeah,
it's got like the old school like 80s fucking like menu on the.
I mean, I feel like they're fucking raking it in.
Yeah,
they have a small
cool
spot.
Yeah.
The shit sells itself.
Yeah.
It's a cool concept. Tater tots are the shit. Derek doesn't love tots, but they don't do fries. They do tots.
They do tots, which people.
But they are
more of a
fucking top tier tot. If you're a tot, if you're a totter, which I feel like the majority of society is, top tier.
Well,
tots.
even our buddy,
hot, fresh, salty.
Even our buddy who also isn't a tot guy, even was like, all right, that's a good ass tot. It's just not for me, but they are good.
Tots are fire.
Yeah.
So we had gone to see Jeff Leach perform at the Comedy Cellar. It was incredible.
Crushed it.
He had an insane pop in.
Ryan Goodcase, fucking phenomenal.
Insane pop in. He did. Look him up. I'll even plug him. He's great.
Very good dry humor.
Also Jeff, but this shit was top tier, and his viral joke that's a 60-second or 1 minute joke.
Yeah, it's a timing joke.
Great.
It's very funny.
A lady in the audience fucked it up for him, and it was still great to watch live. So after that, because that's how good this place is. Anytime you're kind of close to this area and you just finished an event, you're like, you look at one another and you go, "Stay tuned. Are we getting a burger?" Like, so we go to Stay Tuned. Tracy's with us. Shout out to you, Tracy. Kirk joined us there. He was not there for the comedy. And Jamal, I don't know if you listen or watch, Jamal.
I think he said listen, but I don't know. That is a good thing.
If you watch
but
on
I appreciate
YouTube, you better leave a fucking comment, Jamal, for the shout out.
He's like a silent watcher, but we appreciate it.
So
but
anyways, we're going to go get one of these burgers.
He hadn't had it yet either.
Great.
I think Kirk and him were new to it, right? Has Tracy had it before?
No. Tracy and I went and got it after we
tattoos,
got our Friday the 13th.
But for Kirk
tattoos.
and Jamal, it was new. It was a new spot they had not eaten, right?
Tracy had taken Kirk, I believe. So we had more people that knew about this. Jamal was a first timer. So we get in there. There's a few people at the bar. There's some people ordering burgers. They used to take card now. If you pay with a card, not cash,
You have to order through an app.
You order
or
through an
something?
app.
Yeah.
It's super easy. So I put in the order for everyone. Derek loves a good burger. So there was a world, because I ordered him a burger. He didn't want the tots. There was a world in which he bought his own burger because he was like, you know what? I want another one.
And also just to say this, like it's been mentioned, obviously, if you've seen the lore of the pod of me being a picky eater, I do have a specific burger order where I don't order a regular burger. I think that does play into this as well.
Because the standard burger at Stay Tuned is bun, meat, cheese. They put onions,
A special
pickles,
sauce,
and a
right?
special sauce,
Yeah.
and it's really good. Unless you don't like onions, pickles, and a special sauce.
Correct. I'm a ketchup, mustard, cheese bun burger
Plain
guy.
little plain burger boy.
Yeah. So
with
that
the
does play into
American
this. That does
condiments.
play into the story
Nah.
of why this happened.
So obviously, I've ordered him the special burger. We're sitting there waiting. They're calling out names for orders. I hear the lady go, "Burger, Derek, burger for Derek." He immediately gets up
because I heard my name.
and grabs the burger.
Yeah.
So in my mind, I go,
Well, no, hold on real quick, because I just want to jump in. Is she said it, and then literally I locked eyes with her, and I said, "Derek?" And then she went, "Derek," and I was like, "Okay," like because my burger's special, so I thought it was made
I
earlier.
just ordered for everybody, so I assumed he had ordered an additional burger for himself. He brings the burger over. At the same time he brings the burger over, this long-haired guy.
No, this was later. Hold on, you're
It wasn't that much
No,
later.
I already ate the burger. Eating the burger.
So he opened the burger and it was made the traditional Stay Tuned style, and Derek was upset.
I was already angry. Yeah, that's why you gotta add that.
And
I
it's
was like, they
understandable.
fucked up my burger.
If you put specific orders on a burger, God damn it, follow the specific orders.
I was like, I was all like mad and shit, but I just like took the pickles off and I was like, oh, fucking just.
He was hella mad. He ate maybe half of it. I bit into it the other way and kept our bite marks separate.
So as it was already almost finished, now the guy shows up. It was already almost finished at that point. It was like more than halfway.
This guy shows up and he's like, "Hey, I'm Derek. I'm here for my order." And we look at one another. Our friend Jamal looks at us and he's fucking smiling because he and I were on the same page. We're like, oh shit, Derek sniped somebody's fucking order.
Ate this guy's burger.
And
dude.
right
So
after that, we get our order. He gets the burger made correctly.
It is correct.
And the funny thing is, at a certain point, because I looked at Derek, I locked in and I said, say nothing. Let this happen. Say nothing. Say nothing. It's fine. You got a free burger.
Because I did feel bad. I was like, oh, should I say something?
He did.
I was like,
Derek
fuck,
legitimately
dude.
was like, I'll pay for a burger. I feel bad because I took somebody's burger. So she fucking looked at me. And, you know, I had a couple drinks at I wasn't driving. I had a couple drinks at the comedy club. Oh, yeah. I had a couple drinks at the comedy club. Yeah. We had like a little pen. So I'm high.
Yeah,
I had a good burger. I'm having a good time. Yeah. I smile at her and she looks and she just shakes her head. And I'm like,
you and your fucking knocking drinks over on the
What are you going to do? What are you gonna do?
I know, dude. I
have to mop this floor anyway.
Yeah, it's all good.
Fine.
Yeah. But no, it was an honest mistake. And if she would have just said, "Hey, you need to pay us for that shit," I would have fucking paid for it.
But they didn't say anything. Well,
yeah,
she was cool. She immediately made the other guy another burger. She didn't even make a big deal out of it. She immediately made the guy another burger.
Didn't even come over and like say, "Hey, why'd you do that?" Or you took that guy's burger. Like she didn't make me feel bad at all. And like I respect them for that. But that was an oops.
I'm a 20%er minimum.
Yeah.
I always tip well. Shout out, and then that's what I'm saying. On top of that,
I snipe. But also, what's the chances that someone would fucking order a burger, solely a burger, and also have the name Derek at the same fucking time
we should have seen the receipt to make sure if it was D-E-R-E-K or if it was D-E-R-R-I-C-K.
And it was just funny because you're like, no, it's under Kyle. And I'm like, I just thought
Derek was so hungry for the burger. He's like, I don't know, a burger. They said Derek, and here's a burger, so I'm gonna have a burger.
I don't think it's that crazy to think if someone says your fucking name. And Tracy still that night tried to tell me that she didn't say Derek. But I'm glad you back.
She said 100 fucking percent said Derek. Yeah. There was a Derek.
Yeah. So like when someone calls your name, you think like, oh fuck yeah, my order. Like how am I supposed to think any differently, bro? But that shit.
It was just
funny.
a hilarious set of circumstances. I thought he had ordered his own burger.
Fucking
he thought that I had put his burger under his own name.
But that guy got his bird pretty quick too. I don't even think that guy knew that happened.
They didn't. She told him, she's like, "Oh, I'll be up in a couple of minutes." Made him one, gave it to him. No words were said. That's what I'm saying. That
was like
Stay Tuned Burgers.
Go
delicious burger.
It's worth it.
It looks like a shithole area because it is.
Fucking jack someone's burger.
But it's
fellow
safe
Derek's
there.
burger, dude. A fellow Derek's burger got fucking jacked. Dude.
I do the same thing. You should just start doing that regularly. Just going to fast food places. And if they say Derek, take your shit.
Well, they usually call numbers, right? Not names. Too.
Yeah,
that's why it's fucking. But that was a fun story.
Oh my fucking god. Okay,
another fun episode.
So we're gonna tap back in to what we finished with the last time. I was talking about how in high school, my senior year, I was working at the UPS store.
Dude, I mean, we're pretty tight. You sure you don't want to just...
No. This is a great little 10-minute. This is a back-end gem. Right, I was adding this in this episode the whole time, no matter what. So I'm working this. I got the horrible ticket. He gave me... I don't know if I said this in episode. He gave me a reckless driving ticket. I went to court. Okay. So fuck it. Here's your payoff on that. He gave me a reckless driving ticket. I went to court. The judge was hella cool because I got in there and I had an attorney. Mm-hmm. Shout out David Gibson Jr. I don't know if this motherfucker is even still practicing law. He hooked me up so many times when I did dumb shit. There were no my crimes were victimless. Everything was fine, but I was honest with the judge and I told him I was speeding, but it was this time of the day. There really wasn't anybody on the road, and I am sorry, but I will admit I was speeding at this speed. Yeah.
I feel like, by the way, just real quick, that's the way to fucking go. Not go in there and lie and make excuses and blah, blah. Just go, yep, I messed up. This is what I did.
Oh, I don't mind being penalized. I just don't like being over penalized. I've fought a bunch of tickets where cops have fucked up, where they decided that they were going to add a little flavor on it to fuck you, and it's like, nope, I'm going to court and I'm going to resolve this and I'm gonna get rid of it, and it works. Like, know your rights.
Yeah. One of my buddies had a reckless driving speed, and he was driving like 100 down from Lake Tahoe, and I was in the car when it happened. The ticket never existed.
Yeah,
he called for it and shit, and they're like, "What ticket?"
Yeah, so I've had that happen as well. And I will say, flip side of the coin, I have had some cops. I did talk about that in last episode, but I have had some cops that were very cool.
Yeah,
and forgiving.
They're not all assholes.
And also, but also, I feel like a lot of that plays into the fact that I don't try to play that fucking game with them. I'm just like, oops, made a mistake. You caught me. Like, I'm cool. I get it. I fucked up. And most of the time, they're pretty gracious. Sometimes they want to tear your head off, especially like when you're young, which in hindsight, I would say isn't the terrible thing. But anyways, I'm working at the fucking UPS store. These two people, they were former friends of my parents. When my parents moved to Las Vegas, my dad and John worked together for Mercy Ambulance. They rode an ambulance together. They were EMTs. John was kind of a scumbag. This guy is not in the way you think. He's a religious scumbag. That's a throwback. If you want to talk about religious weirdos, which is one of our first episodes, hilarious. Go back, check that out. He was one of these people. He was very weird. And my dad at one point told me a story because when they were riding on the ambulance, sometimes they would do this thing called ATS, where they would collect the payment for the ambulance ride at the time of service. And he would always push for that. What kind of a shitty person are you if somebody's bleeding out or just, and you're like, do you want to pay for your ride right now?
Yeah, I don't even want to get into that. The healthcare system out here is a joke. But yeah, you're a piece of shit if you're doing that. Oh, you're dying? Here, pay. Like,
it was very weird.
I don't know, yeah. But those are the people that shouldn't be doing it because you don't really care.
Yeah, you're putting dollars over people's lives, yet you believe in Jesus. Like, liar.
Yeah, I know. It's sad, dude. I hate that. That already upsets me. But anyways, okay.
So they were very frugal and they were kind of weird. They also had a couple of sons who coincidentally, hilariously, were super big fuck ups, despite the fact that these people were extreme Jesus freaks. So,
which, just real quick, I know I'm cutting in a lot. I'm sorry. Making
No,
the
it's,
story
no,
long.
cut in, cut away.
With my experience, dude, the people that are like super religious and hold their kids back or hold them to that standard end up becoming worse than the people where you give them a little like rope and let them kind of experience life on their own.
You let people fuck up. That's that's what humanity's all about.
Exactly,
you gotta fuck up.
And then you kind of learn on your own to like not do these things. But when you have someone so fucking tight leash, that's when I feel like they become fucking fentanyl lean on the fucking San Francisco fucking boardwalk. You know?
Derek goes to the worst possible outcome. You're on fentanyl now.
I'm just being honest, dude. Am I wrong?
Christ.
Tell me. I know.
I mean, that is a dark truth. You possibly could get there. So,
but whatever.
So it was a sweet hookup because I didn't even really have to interview for this job.
Yeah, you just got the job.
My parents knew, like, overall, I was a good boy. My parents knew them. They gave me the job. And it was a sweet little gig because I was senior year of high school, working half days. I could go and work little shifts at this job, make some money. I had a girlfriend at the time, and I wanted to spend money on her and underbody lights.
Yeah, do fun shit as a kid. Yeah, I had a job as a kid too, working at Best Buy. It was one of the best jobs ever.
So they were John was a weird religious freak. Debbie was pretty chill at the other store. This was in Koreatown, but on the side of town that I lived, the store that I would be at most frequently, John ran. He listened to Christian music. Listen, Jesus is fine, but some of that stuff, when you're listening to it all day, it's just annoying. And how much of that shit can you enjoy?
Can you take me higher? I don't care. Creed's a banger, but I wouldn't even necessarily.
I wouldn't even call that Christian. Yeah, correct.
I know
that would have been extreme for this motherfucker, dude. He constantly would tell me, "You could change the channel if you want to. Just don't put on any of that acid rock." Acid rock.
Oh my god, acid rock.
Now I'm sure there's a genre called acid rock.
There is, but that like in the 70s, dude. This is not fucking 2000.
He was a Grateful Dead fan. He's like reformed. He's like, I need to stop smoking the devil's lettuce.
Yeah. It probably gave him a fucking flashback of when he was doing like fucking drugs and like fucked a prostitute.
There was one time where I put on, I think 98.5 or 97.5 in Vegas, which are like hip hop, like top 20
you fucked up already, dude. What do you mean? That's an instant turn off.
And he immediately doped it.
Yeah.
And from then on out, every day he would offer to change the music, but he wouldn't. Like, I went, no, I'm not going to change the music because you're going to be upset.
You're already accepting of it. Yeah.
So it was hella weird. He was super cheap. I would turn out trash bags when I dumped the trash can. He wouldn't just throw out the trash bag. Like, he wanted to save the trash bag. It would have to look like the sail of a pirate ship for him to want me to fucking throw that thing away.
But in fairness, wouldn't most of the trash be just paper? Like, if it's food and
the
like
bags would get fucking holes in them and stains.
Oh, well, I know, but I'm just saying, like,
weird.
for at least like once or twice, if it's just paper, then it's not that big of a deal.
Fuck that. Bags are cheap. Fuck that. Your team, it's not always paper.
Okay, well, the only reason I say this is because of one of my jobs, real quick, is that like they'd be like, take the trash out, and there'd be one paper towel in it, and I'd be like, that seems like a waste to fucking
fine.
pull
but
out
if the bag is full and there's maybe some food in it, or a bev, like,
then
you
just
gotta
throw
get
it out.
rid of that
Then
shit.
just throw it out. Yeah.
Okay.
Anyways, tighten it up.
We're in it. This is gonna be an extended cut. Lock the fuck in. So I would split times between his store, Super Jesus Freak, and the store his wife ran. She had this assistant manager who was this older lady who was kind of a barfly. I mean, you could tell the older gals who hang out at the bar and have a smoker's cough. They're smoking Pall Malls. Like, about these women.
That's real.
But she was on top of it. They did notary services. She had a son who was going to community college who was kind of weird. He gave off serious Dahmer vibes. There was serious...
Boy.
I will murder you and eat you vibes from this boy.
Fuck, dude. Or Ed Gein, because his mom was like that, dude. Like hardcore religious, like fucking you're spilling the seed is like fucking the devil.
Drinking wine and eating these sinful cold cuts.
Yeah, dude.
I gotta get that Christmas sweater. That shit is so wild.
Shit's crazy. That's real, though. That fucking is real.
So they were weird. And the barfly gal, can't remember her name, would hire some of her friends, I was just a kid in high school. I was trying to have a little job. I wasn't trying to deal with these older bitches who are probably older than I am now and making like 20% of what I make. Like you made nothing because they're dumping it all into a Dottie's.
Hey, the place you go to die.
Or the Red Dragon. But you would think that they would hire people that were kind of aligned with their values. So
yeah, you'd think so.
They hired this guy, and you could tell that he came from a trailer park. You could tell that this guy was of a lower means. He had like...
Do you think he was hired from like the church or more so from the bar side? Or was he around your age?
I don't know. Or he just applied for the job. But it was surprising that they hired this motherfucker because he looked like he lived a rough life.
Bad hire, yeah.
Watching this guy man the little UPS system, because we were this was a UPS store, so we were shipping packages. There were multiple carriers. Some of these people
you want to make sure to not fuck up the addresses and make sure everything's right. Yeah.
Some of these guys worked for a non-profit where they were shipping these elaborate computer cooling things to Kenya or some crazy shit. They were shipping it internationally. It was wild.
Worked for money laundering.
And they would, they would insure the packages and everything. I don't know. Maybe they were laundering money, but there was a lot of complicated shit.
Yeah.
There's more money into the shipping game than you would think.
No, 100%.
And once you learn, like, you have to learn what buttons to press and how to use it. But with him, it was like watching one of those fucking chimpanzees.
But let's also be honest, that can't be that fucking hard either, right? Like, I feel like you're giving it a little more credit. That shit fucking, you're saying a monkey could fucking go dirt, dirt, dirt.
Well, no, that's what I'm saying. He looked like a chimpanzee who was pressing matching squares, and then they feed him a little grape. He looked dumb as fuck. Like, that's the saddest thing ever when you look at somebody and you're like, you're dumb as
like
fuck.
He barely got it right, and you're like, good job, Timmy. And he's like, I did it.
He fucked up a major shipment.
Oh, fuck.
An international shipment, and it was something along the lines of these guys shipping like fancy computer equipment or whatever.
Was it like a big dollar amount?
It was in the five figs. So it was like probably like, if I had to say, it was like $50K because they were going to get hit.
$50K.
They were going to get hit for an insurance payment. That's why it was bad, because they were like, they have to pay, a certain amount,
sent it to the wrong
or it puts a ding on their insurance or whatever. So they were unhappy about it. So they fired him.
Yeah. It's a see you later.
Because this was a high school job, I didn't work for a few days. In those 3 days after he was fired, he continued to send these threatening voicemails.
Oh, boy.
Because he was unhappy about being fired, and he was freestyle rapping. He was like, Donna, I'm going to come in and put my dick in your booty, dick in your booty, dick in your booty.
It's a level of intelligence. It's just threats or rap fucking voicemail.
Yeah,
dude.
and he would go on these Joker level rants where he would say, like, you're going to die.
Whoa.
One of her sons was in there in the store all mad the next day because Caitlin and I were a little younger than them. And I felt bad, but also they played back the voicemails to me, and I wanted to laugh because this guy's freestyle rapping about fucking her butt.
It was also kind of frightening, though, especially, I feel like, it's always happened in history, but I feel like it's less likely back then to the world of violence now. There is a little bit of fear in that. But how could you not laugh if you hear a guy literally saying on voicemail, I'm going to put my dick in your booty?
She was crying. Her son looked hella mad. I just had to stand there and go, this is terrible. Yeah. But in my mind, I'm like, this is hilarious.
Yeah, dude.
It's crazy.
Known as dick in the booty. Dude.
I've had a couple people threaten me electronically, and it's like, I've had the same response every time. Come and fucking do it then. Maybe somebody will. It hasn't happened in a very long time. I don't want to be threatened electronically.
I just try to avoid that scenario.
Correct, but also I won't be made to feel unsafe by some
living in
fucking
fear.
coward. Like, you have to know if you're saying you're coming for me, fucking do it then. Fuck you. I will be as prepared as I can to take you on,
from
bitch.
0 to 100 real quick.
All right, I'm just kidding. I love you all.
I know.
This has been another episode of the Naturals Pod. Derek's going to have to learn. Not learn. He's going to have to try to figure out how to trim 4 minutes out of this. So it's under an hour.
Fine. It's okay.
We love you all.
Appreciate you
Buy
guys.
some merch. Leave a comment. Repost our shit on social media. Talk to us. Let me know what you want.
Tell us in the comments, like, if there is a crazy thing you would do. Like, would you skydive? Would you do the freaking crazy cave shit? Like,
sure.
Or if you have done it, I'd be interested to know. Appreciate you guys.
How extreme are you willing to get? We'll see you on the next one.
Later.
We'll see you on the next one. We'll see you on the next one. I have 5 minutes to leave this house right now. And for that reason, we'll see you on the next one.